Ladies and gentlemen, let's get started today. Please get a tab and a pen. If you haven't been here before, guess what? You're going to come here again and again. Why? I'm going to convince you I know exactly what it takes to get to the $1 million dream. Not easy, but I'll tell you what, it's worth it. So my name is Ray Reynolds. Write it down. Get a tab and a pen. Write down today's date. Let's have a timeline. This is live because it's always live. I don't like pre-recorded anything. I want to be able to answer questions. So if you have a question, type it, no problem. Now understand today, no pictures, no recording. You got to get it here. That's the ultimate goal. Now I'm online 6 days a week. I don't use clip art. I always use things that I obtain myself because I don't like a lot of blah, blah, blah without facts. I might give you some blah, 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 but I'll show you how I got the Lamborghini and the Ferrari too. But the bottom line today, Ray Reynolds, guess what? Financial services. I want to repackage every one of you. I want to do it my way to get to million to billion like I did. So the bottom line today, understand something. 2023 is your year. This year you should reach all your goals. Write them down. Remember to write down, see it, believe it, go get it. Make every day count. Now as we do this, I want you to think about looking behind the curtain. See, what most people do is you pay somebody else to do something and you don't, learn diddly squat. Today we're going to tear it apart a little bit more. 750 score, not hard to do if you do exactly what I ask you to. Now if you want that $100 million mansion, $1 million Lamborghini, $5 million mansion or race boat, that's what I obtain, even more. But you have to follow through. When it comes to that first 100,000, because after we package you, it's kind of like a pain in the ass set. But once we get past that, we get to build up and more. But again, it's going to be up to you to follow through. So the ultimate goal. So today, let me add you to my credit system. I developed a system years ago when I was training Ken Yarborough, working with Harold Stokes. When I trained him to basically Harold because he worked for what? TRW. He was the security chief. He was the ex-bodyguard for President Nixon and CID. I didn't think he was always that so bright, but that's okay. But you know what I did? I taught him how to play. He designed the system for TRW and Asperium. TRW stood for The Report's Wrong. Simple. Thomas Raymond Warwich. They made bicycle parts. Then they got information business. So if you want your $5 million mansion, why don't you just write some things I tell you to do today? You see, I like goodies. I didn't like eating out of a trash can. I didn't like being used and abused, being homeless as a kid. I thought it kind of sucked. So you know what? I'll teach you how to get your American dream. But the first thing I got to do is analyze you. I got to look at your personal credit, spirit, and Trandio and Equifax so I can tell you exactly what you need to do and what I'll do for you too. Now, I got a schedule for you. I'm online 6 days a week for the last 45 years. Online or in person, you get stuck with me. I don't pass the buck. So reality is you want to become a certified CFO. Well, there's 1,000 steps to the millionaire. The real rules and tools, not just a title. Now my legacy, I like it to be the Ray Reynolds University when I die eventually. Again, next time it's probably permanently. Now what I like to do is understand something. I wanted to give everybody what I had as knowledge for free when I was 26 after I brought in $2.6 billion of corporate structure. Nobody wanted to play with me. So here's how it works today. Whatever you invest in, I usually give you back 100% to times 10 your money through personal business credit. Because I want you to gain from knowing me. I want to change your life, and nobody does what I do on the planet anyway, and they sure the heck don't give you back your money through personal business credit, up to times 10. But the bottom line today, write down that diagram in front of you. That represents a corporation in divisions. So a corporation, write down division or subsidiary. Let's think. Look in your city today. You can see that Wells Fargo, B of A, Chase, or grocery stores or cities file bankruptcy in locations. When they file bankruptcy, they take it as a loss and they get a tax credit. See, what you do, unfortunately, most consumers do, they have a problem, they go home and got boo-hoo-hoo. That doesn't happen anymore. Ultimate goal is very simple. So let's understand something today. Corporation. If you have one, I'm sorry, you spent thousands of dollars for a piece of paper and probably didn't learn diddly squat. Did you know all corporations are free? You pay a little filing fee? All right, I think you kind of got ripped off. Bank of America, thousands of locations, bankrupt, tax credit. Chase did it. U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo. And Wells Fargo, I can't believe it's still in business. 2 weeks ago, they got indicted again, $4.6 billion for ripping off their clients again. 2016, it was 18.6 billion at that time. They keep stealing the money from their own people, and basically they're kind of like a Ponzi. All right, that's terrible. But oh well, what can I say? They're still in business today, and they're going to write it off anyway. That's what they always do. Now the next thing we got to look at is Sam's Club. Did you know online you can see where Sam's Club shut down 63 locations 2 years before pandemic in California alone? So they bankrupt locations, got a tax credit, and made a business decision. See, you keep bringing the pain home. That's why you like to go wham, wham, wham. I don't understand that. You got a choice today. So let's think about Geico. They left California last year too. Did you know 11 cities have filed bankruptcy? Well, how did they do that? Simple. All right, Chapter 9 bankruptcy in the Federal Protection Act. They get to bankrupt the debt and stay in business and play the game. Your problem is you didn't plan the problem, and that's why you keep bringing the pain home. So let's do this today. Number 1, let's write down number 1, stop bringing the pain home. Number 2, let's learn to be a certified CFO. And from there, let's reprogram our brains into millionaire status. Why not? I brought my first million at 14 and a half. Why didn't you? I don't understand. All right, everybody can do this. It's not hard to do. It's the blueprint. I created it for you. Why don't you just follow through? We got to look at the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. You see, that's where a corporation became a legal person. I like that 153 and a half years ago. You can play if you want to. You see, the goal is this simple today. My thought of the week is this. This year, if you don't reach your goals between now and the end of the year, you're lazy, you didn't get a little crazy, and you just didn't try. It's not hard to do. But this year should be $5 million. That should be your goal, by the way. So the ultimate goal is very simple to do. I've got 2 primary goals this year. Number 1, I'm setting up Faizuli's Colombian coffee locations. Number 2, I have a homeless program. Been helping them since I was homeless as a kid myself too. This year's my year and your year. If you follow through, that is. But it's up to you. You see, here's how it works. Here's a corporation. If I allow it to do business, I'd be stupid. Because if they sue that, they sue me. If I allow the corporation to guarantee a building and it basically doesn't work, they sue me again too. See, a corporation needs to be a management company. This is how rich and famous people, banks and grocery stores and cities do it. Why do you do it your way? I think your way kind of sucks. But if I got a management company and I put every location as a division, and if one of the divisions screw up, I can disconnect, isolate, incorporate. I can bankrupt that bad piece. I can go get another piece. I can keep trying. What most people do is they jack up their personal credit, can't write a diddly squat, get stuck and go and plop. And they bring the pain home. I never saw so many people that are silly and kind of dumb. I don't get it. You see, you can create your own line of defense. Now, my homeless parks are simple. Every 6 miles under the freeway is a dead zone. I want to turn them into homeless parks. My first park's 25 acres in Riverside, California. That's the prototype. And I got all these rich and famous people going to endorse it too. We're going to have fun helping all the homeless people. Because nobody wants to see them living in front of a house or a church or a school. See, today, your biggest problem is you. Maybe you're afraid to try. Maybe you hold yourself back. Maybe you don't think you can do this. I think anybody can repackage themselves and repackage America too. See, here's the diagram again. Here's a corporation. If you have one, please don't let it do business. If it does, they sue you, and then you're a Doug. Because when they sue you, better Doug. But if a corporation manages divisions, that gives you the line of defense, creates the ability not to bring the pain home, and you put all your ducks in a row. And I get to repackage you. What a concept. See, I think most people, unfortunately, because they like to follow like sheep, they never look behind the curtain and learn how to play. That's the ultimate goal today. Learn how to do things for yourself. Now I'm being incorporated for rich and famous people. Homeless people, people coming out of prison too. Most people, when they start a business, they have the same meeting. All right? They sit around the kitchen table. They look with their friends and family, get all excited, start a business, and then they look at each other. Where are we going to get the money, honey? Hey, well, let's do this. Why don't we hawk the house, jack the credit cards, and screw it all up? Well, that's what most of you did. You brought the pain home because you don't understand the rules and tools how to play. Sorry, that's just the truth today. You got a choice to choose. The truth will set you free. Now, if you write down today's date and project 90 working days, I want you to hear it again and again and again and again and again and again. Everybody's entitled to a $100 million building, a $1 million Lamborghini, a yacht, and a $5 million mansion too. I obtained that years ago. Why can't you? You can. So what do we got to do? I wrote Winning the Game of Business. All right, 44 years ago. Isn't that fun? I like that, from Repackaging America. That was fun too. See, I got 12 books and CDs. Every one of these is a blueprint. You can't even screw it up. You just go where you left off. And every book and CD will walk you through the steps to get to the $1 million dream. But again, you got to follow through. And that's the biggest problem with most people. They get up late and they drag through the day. That's ridiculous. But again, it's going to be up to you. So if you ever want a copy of the Millionaire's Founders Kit, let me know. All right, I sold it at the Bonaventure. Literally for $5,000 for 32 years. That was fun. The real estate system too. How to get $1 million in real estate. How about the financial series? I was the largest registered agent in the world, sold 10 times more Nevada Corps than anybody on the planet before I died in a coma in 2009. But I got to come back and help you. So you can get all 18 books and CDs for $9.99 today. Or I'll give them for free if you spend $1,000 with me. Simple. See, starting a business isn't easy. You're going to have to hold your breath. You don't know if you're going to fall down, they're going to catch you, or they're going to push you down. Basically, that's what you got to do in business. It's not easy. But again, my journey wasn't so easy. You see, I got born in a taxi on the way to Gardena Hospital. My mommy didn't want me, so she threw me in a trash can. Oh, well, I got to be with Mrs. Hope. Wasn't that good? She used and abused me too. See, your journey today can begin with me. Because I'll show you how I got out of hell and I got to million to billion. You see, every day I'm up at 225 on my knees. I thank God every day for my day. Then I go look in the mirror. See, I got to put myself in check. Who am I going to ask for? Who do I have to ask for a favor to help me? Nobody. It became God and me, period. So the reality is I ask myself 2 questions every morning. Have I completed everything I need to? Is there more to be done? See, I think most of you probably listen to your friends and family. They have an opinion. I don't care about opinions. I care about facts. All right? You cloud your direction. I want that to stop today, please. See, here's July 4, 2009, worth millions, billions, doesn't matter. I got 3 yachts in the backyard. My wife wants to take a group of people to watch the fireworks from the school and the church. Okay, no problem, honey. Which one you want to take? How many people are going? You want a big yacht, the middle yacht, or the little yacht? No, why not? You see, you got to play. There's me the next day. Damn, I'm dead. I died at 5:41. That sucks. The tax attorney tricked my wife to sign a POA. The nurse asked if I was a donor. They're going to rip out my heart and take it away. Luckily, I got a choice to come back or stay in peace. I said go back that day. See, it's a mindset what you want. Most people, are lazy. They want to hear things, and they don't get off their butt to go do something. Reality is I had to get out of hell. I moved 24 times when I was 11 and a half years old. I got to go to school in Watts, Torrance, Hawthorne, and Long Beach too. It was always very simple. Kick it or run. I don't like to run. I'd rather die. I've been shot twice by a gun and not 6 times too. You see, I don't have excuses like most of you. It's called see it, believe it, go get it. All right. The reality is you should be exactly where you're at today because you didn't try hard enough. You didn't understand the rules and tools how to play. If you do, I'll get you to the million to billion if you want to. But you're going to have to reprogram your thought pattern. From there, I got a book coming out this year called Jesus is Not a Drive-Thru. See, I think being a Christian's a way of life, not a moment in time. Ultimate goal. Now, let's show you some goodies so you can understand. I don't use clip art. I want you to get past go. I'd like you to understand the Lamborghini collection, the Duffy, the mansions. All right, I built my first mansion. I was 16 and a half years old in Nellyville, California. It's called Ray's Manor to this day. All right, it's kind of fun. Did you know I broke the record for the highest kick on the planet? I just wanted to prove white men do jump and stupid people say we don't. Hey, how about we got race boats in the backyard, helicopters, U-Docks and yachts, and Ferraris? See, don't you want some of the goodies too? But you're going to have to do what I ask you to do. And that means now. It's the Ray Reynolds blueprint. We're going to write down, see it, believe it, go get it. Because there's no excuses because I can be your coach today. Now write down section 611. Write it down. And I want you to rebuild your credit. Good luck with that. Most people try to do it themselves and it doesn't seem to work. But you know what? I can hold your hand and show you what needs to be done. Now, the Federal Trade Commission says credit repairs are fraud. And I believe that. Because anybody with silly letters, not mine kind of lake, doesn't fix the problem. But understand today, we're going to look at the BBB, the Better Business Bureau, the largest Ponzi on the planet today. The Better Business Bureau is the biggest rip-off Ponzi on the planet. Even KBC or Disney, they won't be part of their $625 fee. You want an A rating? You write them a check for $625. Go online, you'll see where the Taliban did it as a joke and got an A rating. See, I sued him in '79 with Greg Sullivan and me and proved they were fraud. Nobody paid attention. Do you know they were indicted, federally indicted in 2013 as a Ponzi and a fraud? Yeah, they even kicked out of cities too. See, CNN and 21 will tell you the truth. It's simple. Now, they do say that Lexington Line CreditRepair.com has 755 complaints and 4 government agencies chasing them. I don't know if it's true, but the reality is very simple today. Be careful. Now, when it comes to LifeLock, oh my goodness, I hear that all the time too. Well, they've only been indicted 6 times. The last indictment was $100 million. Be careful of that because they say that's a fraud too. Be careful. So what are we going to do? Well, the Federal Trade Commission says credit repairs are a scam and a fraud because they just write silly letters and they can't collect money up front. Those thousands of companies do it every day. They're doing a credit repair sweep between now and March. They're going to get them out of business. I can't wait to watch them all on news and go to jail where they belong. Okay, what a ripoff. But unfortunately, consumers, silly consumers, they write silly letters, so they pay these people $100 a month to write silly letters. In 3 years, they still have bad credit. You know what it usually does? It makes the creditor upset. Kind of pisses them off and drops your score some more. So if you want the 750 score, let's remember something. Credit repair doesn't wipe out your debt. They have no magic wand. If you got a debt, you got to man up and woman up and take care of your responsibility. You can't hide from that. If you want to get your 750, there's only 3 steps. It's easy to do. I wrote them from Ken Yarborough. Heck, I wrote them for you. All you got to do is negotiate a debt that's open. From there, basically revolve 25-29% revolving on cards and do a wrapper refresh. And I invented wrapper refresh and rapid score 38 years ago too. You get to play with me. Now, if you do exactly what I asked you to do, you have a 750 score. That's all it takes to go. It's called Keep It Simple. Stupid. Or not stupid, but the reality is the KISS method's simple. I like simple. Now, if you got the guts and you truly want the 750 score, you got to get to my classes. I'm online and in person 6 days a week. I got no excuses. But I will challenge every one of you to do exactly what I say. And half of you are lazy. The other half won't do it. And only a small percent will. Do you want a million? I did that at 14 and a half years old. You got choices today. I don't use clipboard. I'll show you the real goodies. Now let's give you the first 25 steps today. Simple. Number 1, go to annualcreditreport.com. Get your reports for free. Hey, how about raisecredit.com? Either way, it don't matter to me. There's step number 1. Now, number 2, I don't want to tell you anything until I analyze you. Could you imagine if you allow me to look at your Aspirin, your Transio, and Equifax, I can show you in my system exactly, personally, what you have to do. Every Saturday, one of my classes at 1:30 is Analyzation and Education. And it's live, so you get to hear it from me. The bottom line is that's how you get to a 750 score in about 90 working days. Now we got to go back to basics because you're all grown-ups and you didn't pay attention to the application for a Social Security card. Some of you did it before Mama did it because Nixon didn't take the gold standard out yet. After you took the gold standard out, every woman's handed an SSN form at the hospital after the baby was delivered an hour ago. Line 1, name to be shown on card. Full name at birth other than above other names used. Do you realize your SSN was to create a 1040 tax return only? So I'd like you to get that Social Security card out of your personal wallet now, please. I want you to read it. You see, most cards will always say, all right, do not laminate, do not carry it with you, and don't use for ID purposes. And it always says Property Source Administration, not you, government agency. By the way, that's the IRS. So they said do not use for ID purposes, and all you did Oh, well, what can I say? Your SSN's for your 1040 tax return, and that's your first job. Next, you got your first paycheck years ago. Remember that? You thought half your money was ripped off. You didn't realize until someone pointed it out. The IRS gets their cut. All right? As you work your tail off, you get the leftover. That makes us a sheep and a duck. You didn't look at the 14th Amendment of the Constitution. Why not? It says a corporation's a legal person. That's SS4. You see, you got to learn to play. Can you write down irs.gov for me, please? Then write down 1244. I'd like you to take an SSN and SS4 and file one tax return and pay almost no tax ever again. Especially with the corporation and you. But it's up to you to learn to play. You got an SSN. Oh, goody for you. We all got one. We're all sheep and a bunch of ducks. 9 out of 10 people screwed up every day. Because they were never given the rules and tools that I designed years ago. Maybe today you'll pay attention. You get an SS4. Oh, goody, it's corporate credit. It could be. But then they get 1120. If they sue a corporation, they tend to sue you. You're still a duck. How do the rich and famous people in the cities and the banks and the grocery store do this, Ray? Simple. It's called a division or a corporation, a subsidiary. I wrote the rules in 85 and 86. Set up divisions, a line of defense. What does that mean? We get to have corporations and entities. Write down the word entity and circle it 10 times. See, you could build your line of defense. Your biggest problem, you jacked this up, got stuck, couldn't get any more, couldn't write a diddly squat. You didn't give yourself a second chance. I don't understand that. The reality is going to be up to you. Reprogramming your brain. You picked SSN. I'm sorry, that makes us all, you and me, sheep. Meh! But you know what an SS4 is for? A flying eagle. We can learn to play. So let's understand today, I got to rebuild you. I got to repackage you. Because you chose SSN. I got to make you a qualified CFO for the corporate divisions. And then I like to get an SS4 to get a division of you. That way you can receive money and not pay tax at all. Corporation absorbs it all. But again, you got to choose wisely, learn to play. But it's up to you. You can put all your ducks in a row if you want to. See, you got choices today. Going back to that application one more time. Application for a Social Security card, which I don't believe any of you paid attention and dissected. It was for the SSN for what? 1040 tax return. And in the corner, in a little secret right there, it says SS5. Well, that's IRS. Hey, why don't we compare SS5 to SS4? Is that okay? Because the SS4, you can basically you get more. SS5, you can't. So let's understand something. Line 1 in front of you, it says legal name of entity or individual person. Are you a person? So that means a corporation, a division, subsidiary. That's how the banks and grocery stores do this and get rid of bad pieces. And they write it off on their taxes. So you can learn to play. The only application on the planet Earth that allows one that says banking and credit purposes in your face and allows one per entity. Why didn't you give yourself a second chance? Why did you jack up your credit? Well, the only thing I ever get told is, now and tell me, Ray. No one told me. I wanted out of hell bad enough. I studied enough to make sure I was smart anybody I could find. You got a choice today. You can repackage your life, let me do it for you, and you get your American dream, or you can sit there going, blah, 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 the rest of your life. And then when you're dead, you'll go, well, I wish I would have did this. It's ridiculous. I can't believe people. It just pisses me off to no end. People bring the pain home. That's all I got as a kid. It sucks. You get a paycheck. Ooh, it's taxed. You get the leftover. You pay the bills. Good luck with that. And then you think personal credit's free money until you screw it up and back yourself in a corner. What does a corporation do? Simple. It buffers tax. See, a corporation receives money, gets to pay all the bills first, then pay tax on the leftover. And if there's no leftover, there's no tax. Is that how the rich and famous people do it? They got a line of credit more than they bring in. What a concept, too. Corporate credit. Let's understand. You jack this up, get stuck, can't write a diddly squat, and then you go, what happened to me? They feel sorry for themselves. Corporate credit, right off the interest rate in the credit card. All right, if you screwed it up, it'd be a division, not a corporate, not you. You got so many abilities to do this without bringing the pain home. It's ridiculous. buy a car at fleet price, registered division, and we get to go to the hotel and get the free buffet. That's all the corporation gets to do as far as I'm concerned. But then the corporation's division, what are we going to do? Line of defense. See, if one screws up, I want another one, another one. No, I want to be like Bank of America, Chase, U.S. Bank, on City, grocery store. I got to do it too. So do you. But your problem is you don't know how to play. That's your own fault today, not mine. All right, it's cheap. It's multiple functions. Buy at wholesale price. Multiple credit reports. Ooh, I like that. Corporations, real estate, and separate liability. Hey, that's the line of defense. I've been teaching and preaching for 45 years. Where have you been? All right? I'll give you a statement of guarantee. I'll guarantee exactly what I say I can do. You have to do what I ask you to do and follow through. In other words, you have to also be part of the program. All right? Violation? No. Do not jack up cards and apply during the program. If you do, I'll charge you a fee or close your case. Simple. You're a grown-up. We have to live by the rules. Again, this side changes because you get SSN credit. Past cannot chase future. You got to solve a problem. This is where you got to man up and woman up. You got an IRS problem, the Constitution says they, IRS.gov, have to give you a 656 form and a 433A and B. You got a solution for almost everything you're trying to do. Your biggest problem is, sorry again, half of you are lazy. You got to be a little crazy. Let's go get it. There's no excuse today. All right? I even created Rapper Score and Rapper Refresh 38 years ago, teaching Ken Yarbrough and playing with Harold Stokes. So what I got to do, a Rapper Refresh for you. I want to crit your scores up and away. Now, we can get a 750. That's not hard to do as long as you do what you're told to do. And you're part of the program. But that allows me to repackage you your whole life. Remember, there's only 3 things you got to do. An open collection account, negotiate. All right, your revolving cards, 25, 29%, Rapper Rescore. And a Rapper Refresh. What does this do? It gets you a 750 score. And now we get to coaching and classes with me. Understand, this is called the KISS method. KISS stood for keep it simple, stupid. Simple to do. So the 750 not hard to do as long as you follow through too. You got to do your part. Now what I do is very simple. I want to rebuild your credit files. I want to tear them apart, shake them up, and wake them up. I want to add history and all kinds of stuff. I want to do a Rapper Refresh. I want you to go to class on Saturday. Every Saturday class, learn to play. I'll guarantee you a 750 score. Usually I charge you $1,000, $9.99. What does that do? I also give you a $500 card back to you. See, this is the part I try to do it for free. Believe it or not, before I died in the coma, I rebuilt credit for free for the whole friggin' world. Okay, didn't charge them a dime. Hell, I gave them free books too. Couldn't get them to follow through. It's amazing. So today during the broadcast, you got a choice. You get half price. So there's your half price. We're going to do it for $4.99. Give you a card back for $500, and now you reimburse yourself. By the way, there's no excuses. And as of today, you can actually take that screen with your phone right now, take a picture, and it'll give you the order form. You can use a credit card too. You can call a specialist. We got no excuses. The only excuse will be you. And that excuse has to stop today. There you can take a picture of Zelle. Bottom line, you can Zelle. Ray Reynolds recipient, RayRaceCredit.com. Bank transfer, deposit, or wire. I got no excuses. I want you to be assigned to a specialist to hold your hand, go through the process, the paperwork, go to the paralegals and everything else needs to be done, and get your butt to class so we can teach you how to play. The ultimate goal. You give me 5 referrals, I'll build you up to 10,000 of credit. Now here's something you got to do for you. I need you to write down a phone number. 888-567-8688. See, here's your problem. You're getting all these robocalls and junk mail, you don't realize it. Okay, it's like when I add history, you get all these invitations saying pre-qualification, pre-approved. It's not true, it's a lie. But again, that's how it works. When you call this 888-567-8688, opt out for 5 years or a lifetime. See, you're on the national mailing list. This means you got robocalls, you got junk mail, you're a voter, you got a corporation, you did it to yourself. Let's slow it down and come to the solution to the problem. Step number 4. Now understand today it's very simple to do. I want you to plan the problem. When I was a little kid, mowing yards, selling seeds and clackers. I went home and they stole my money. I was 6 and 7 years old when they stole my money. They said it was rent. The government's paying these SOBs and they're charging me rent. So they kept stealing my money. That sucks. So what did I do? I studied savings bonds. Do you know by putting money in a savings bond, they didn't know what to do? It's kind of like you. You're kind of grown-ups, right? You got kids or grandkids? Why don't you buy double E bonds for them if they don't get scholarships like my 6 kids did? Okay? They double every 10 years. You have no idea what I could teach you if you wanted to play. But again, that's up to you. You're the one who allowed someone to knock you down, all right, rip you off, and they basically spent thousands, some didn't work. But again, today, you got to play if you want to. Now, I need you to write down safety credit. Can you do that for me, please? Every card in your purse or wallet is sticky. All right, what are we going to do? The limit. We're going to maintain 25% always and never past 29%. You're going to establish your line of defense. See, your biggest problem is your income is your lifestyle, and you think this is free friggin' money. This is ridiculous. So every dashboard, because I designed it for Yarborough, now says 0 to 29 is green, 30 is yellow, 50 is red. So that sticky will give you the discipline you're lacking in the first place. Next, what we get to do, all right, from there is very simple to do. Now, I want you to understand something today. I want you to balance your debt. This is a chart. Basically, you got to set it up for you. No pictures. Write it down. You see, there's a science behind the madness. There always has been. But understand something today. See, the biggest problem is, well, I got laid up because I've heard so many whiny babies in my life. Before you jack up a damn card, you ask for them to increase the limit. Okay, there's so many ways you could have did this not to put yourself in a corner. The other thing is I'm going to show you 2 cards that are perfect. They have 2 limits, paid over time and unlimited up to $1 million. So you can jack that sucker up to the paid over time limit and never make your score go down. Your lack of knowledge is your stupidity, and you're not stupid. But the reality is, have you done something stupid? I think we all have, but the reality is, why don't you learn to play? I'm sorry, don't take it personally. I just want you to get to $1 million and knock off the garbage. It's ridiculous. I've never seen so many lazy people. I've got 26 million millionaire clients, 27 billionaires, serious people that want to play. Now, if you ever want a gold and a platinum card, you let me know. That'll help you balance your debt, personal or business. I charge you $1,000 to build those up for you. They're not free. Ultimate goal. Now, here's something I offer today, and nobody knows about besides you and me. As they hear it today, it's the first time. Private coaching with Ray Reynolds. Ultimate goal. Now, let's look at this. Let's tear it apart a little bit. Here you got private coaching with me. All workshops. Level 1, 2, and 3, 90 days. See, as of December, the end of the month, people ran out of the workshops. They're going, how do I get more, Ray? Here's all specialty classes. Here's a private call weekly. Here's $10,000 of credit on this side. The other side only changes to $25,000. So here's an opportunity for 2 of you. If you're number 3, you missed out. And I got my phone, so I'll see the Zelle come in. And if I say number 2, you don't get it because you're number 3. You waited too long. So that's the ultimate goal. So the bottom line is, this is about $5,200 worth of value stuff that we sell a la carte. Today, while you're online, 2 of you can do it for $19.99. All those classes in a private weekly. Now that's $25,000. That's $67.50. You know what happens today? It's $29.99 if you did it while I'm online with you now. If not, it's okay. You missed your opportunity. What else is new? Only 2 I'll accept. And when I see the 2 Zelles, I'll tell you number 3, don't bother. You waited too long. So the ultimate goal, Zelle only during the broadcast. There you go. There's your Zelle. But if you don't, that's up to you. Every level is $1,000 for 90 days. Now, here's what most people do. They get it and have an emergency, and then they jack it up. Instead of then, you should think. Do you realize at the end of the day, God would have solved all the problems before you jack this up anyway? But again, it's up to you. You should ask for increase it. See, when people lose their job, have an emergency, they always do the wrong thing. They run out of time, they run out of money, and then they go jack this up in 42 days. And it's all poor me. This is ridiculous. You can't write out personal credit diddly squat. You jack it up past 29%. All right, pop. You did it to yourself. That's not acceptable. You should have screwed up a division, not you and your family, if you had to screw up anything. Your banks, your grocery stores, your cities, your rich and famous people do it in your face. You didn't take the time to learn to play. That's on you. Okay? It's like anything else today. The average person wastes $50 every other day. All right? You need basically what? $5,000 now? Go to your friends and family in bank. Ask them. When you need it, the answer is no. When you don't need it, here you go. Here's a $5,000 card. I call it safety. If I jack the sucker up, it's $50 a month. Well, the average person wastes every other day. I don't get it. It's like you. All right? That's $600 a month. If I want to spend $600 a month, I can take $50,000 off of a corporate credit card. Literally. I can write off the interest rate on the credit card. It's a division. If it screws up, I go get another one. I get a second chance. So what the average person wastes in a given month, literally screw up, they could have got 2 pizza restaurants with a drive-through using some common sense. What a concept. You see, your goal is simple. Reaching your goals, you got to believe in you. Me, I believe in God, and I believe in me. I was kicking the door jam at 10. When I kicked it back, what? I love that look. You know, the bottom line is simple. White men do jump, and a lot of stupid people say we don't. I hold the record to this day. We can play and learn how to see it, believe it, go get it too. Nixon took the gold standard out. I don't think you even understand what that meant. So let's understand today. Write down Ray's rules one more time. I'd like you to write down $100,000. I'd like you to use 29%. We're going to teach some common sense today. That gives you $71,000 of safety in case blank hits the fan, lost your job, or pandemic. When you jack it up, you can't what? Write a dilly squat and you get stuck. If we use corporate credit the right way, and we want to do that, we basically absorb the money, the taxation. If we screw up or someone wrong, we get a second chance called a division. The only second chance you'll ever get is through a division or subsidiary. You might want to get your cake, you need it too. By the way, that's called step number 7 today, Ray's rules. Learn to be a certified CFO. Never bring the pain home again, because you shouldn't have done it in the first place. You see, I didn't like the pain as a kid. That's why I wanted out of hell. But the reality is, right in that picture, I'm dead. Once you Google the address, you'll find out I'm factually verifiable. The devil's always trying to knock you down and take it away. God's delays aren't God's denials. So I got certified by the NACB, the #1 consultant worldwide, signed by ex-security chief at TOW and Experian too. Oh, whoopee-doo. Bottom line is, I want your personal life to be a break-even. I'll teach you how to do that as well. Anything above that, I want it in the corporation. I want you to balance your debt. Is that okay if you listen to me? Balance your debt. A corporation's a legal person. Why is it a legal person? Simple. It's a corporation. I'll show you chapter 18. See, here's the problem. Your life is a duck and a sheep. We're all that. A corporation managing entities, one screws up, we go get another one, we get a second chance. Banks, grocery stores, cities, the rich and famous people do it in your face. Your problem is you didn't learn to play. That's on you. You can get up to $1 million of credit plus. See, a corporation, I can rebuild it for you too. It's not legal accounting advice. It's just using my blueprint. So remember, Ray Reynolds, that's me. Financial service is, I want to repackage your life. I want to do it my way. I don't like your way, sorry. This is your year to get $5 million. That should be the minimum. As we play, remember banks, I love their line of credit. It's called checkbook money. They get you an unsecured line of credit up to $150 and no tax return, as long as you have a corp from last year and this year, or a corp's at least 2 years old, and you're the owner still. That's called checkbook money at Bank of America, Wells Fargo, all right, Chase, U.S. Bank, and basically even Federal Navy Federal, and 9 other ones too. I like checkbook money. So that's up to $5.4 million if you want it. But again, it takes divisions and subsidiaries to play the game if you want to, but it's up to you. You see, what I did last year is I set up a bunch of corporations, profit and non-profit. So they're basically done in 2022. You can get one this year, so it's on its 2nd year, and I can add you as the officer. So you have your 2 years. Won't that be kind of fun? Then you can add some divisions too. It's $3,999. And you know what? I even give $50,000 of credit to this. Don't worry, they're all almost going to be out of stock pretty soon. It's up to you, but it's a Zell. during the broadcast. And you put what you Zell for. Simple to do. You see, everything you see in front of you is a division of a corporation. See, your biggest problem is you build loan-to-value problems for you. And then you jack this up and get stuck. Each division has its own ability to go get a Ferrari, a Mercedes, a Harley, whatever it's going to do. Now, here's basically chapter 18 I promised to show you. It says a corporation's a legal person. It's right there. You see it? A corporation's a legal person may sue or be sued. It's public record. I was lucky when I was being used and abused by Mrs. Hope. I listened to their poker game every Wednesday night, wrote little stupid notes. I learned that at 7½. And then I went to the library the next day. I rode my little bicycle down to the Torrance Police Department because next door is a library. I wanted to find out what it was. I figured there's a blueprint to get out of hell, right? Don't worry, you've been looking for it all your life. And your blueprint's actually me, but that's beside the point. I went in and I asked, ma'am, what does this mean? She was rude. She walked away. Didn't know she's coming back. She came back. Here's a microphone. Here's a book. She was a bee. Ay, 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 ay. I read the book. Then I got, what? Where's my blueprint? I went back to the library almost every day for 2 years. I created my own little blueprint. I had to study harder than anybody on this planet. All right, because I didn't want to bring the pain home, and I wanted out of hell. So I sent away my money order when I was 9½. To the Secretary of State of California. By the way, all corporations are free. If you pay more than a filing fee, you killed money. That's kind of stupid. Because you didn't want to daily squat. You see, I founded Helping Hand Industries at 9½. Got 100,000 credit in the mail. I got named to the movie Dave, too. You want to play? See, my dashboard allows me to build credit reports under tax ID. This means if I get you a tax ID for the corporation or the division, I can help you get some cash credit and finance your dream. You write off the interest and the credit card too. But again, that's the right way to do it. Your way, I don't like it. But again, it's going to be up to you to play. Now, I built credit from a cat. All right, Harold Stokes almost turned green. I want to prove my point. Inc. magazine interviews me, and I use plastic to finance your business. Cats have 9 lives, and I'd like you to have 9 lives too. Is that okay? Could you imagine? I'm going to get out my magic wand, and everybody's going to have 9 lives. So when you screw one up, you get another one, another one, another one. In other words, that's called a division. It's called your line of defense. When you allow your corporation to do business and they sue it and they sue you, that's kind of stupid. But if a corporation manages divisions, the line of defense, like banks, grocery stores, and cities do in your face, maybe you learn to play. You see, tax ID, credit reports, and cash credit. You get to write it in the credit card. The line of credit, you get checkbook money. I like checkbook money, don't you? So your ability, if you can listen and turn these suckers up, you could change your life this year. Now, I'm going to give you 7 reasons you want me to do it for you. Not just because I invented it and created it and the rules and tools, but now you can't take a picture. Write down a line of defense. From there, cheap, multiple functions, buy at wholesale price. All right, multiple credit reports. Corporation had babies? Wow! And on top of that, we can separate literally real estate and liability. So the tax ID allows me to build an Experian, TransUnion, and an Equifax. I like that. And to write it all off too. Now, I suggest if you want $1 million, 9 divisions. There's my suggestion for you. But it's up to you as we play. So let's pretend you're going to listen 100%. Let's turn them both up, okay? You're going to learn 100%, okay? I hope so. Here's a card, unlimited up to $1 million, and it has a paid over time limit. Let's pretend I get you one for the court. Would you like 9 sisters? Would you not want a card per entity? See, I invented daisy chaining of credit. Why don't you daisy chain every card you get? And then you put a piece of property or franchise. One screws up, go get another one. How do you think the banks and grocers and cities do this? They use subsidiaries. I want you to use divisions and stop bringing the pain home. You didn't give yourself a second chance. Why? I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. Even a franchise per entity and division. You can learn to play if you want to, but again, it's up to you. You see, now let's pretend you have a corporation. It's managing entities. You're doing exactly what I tell you to do. We have a problem with the division. What are we going to do? We have to have a meeting. That meeting is very important. So as we do this, as you go through this, let me go through this. Someone's asking a question. I always take a picture. Okay? It's faster to get it. Any profit, any issue with 501c exemption with mutual benefit. You work in conjunction with both. Why wouldn't you do both? Okay? You can use profit or nonprofit. My first corp was a nonprofit helping hand, 501c3 exemption. But I'd like to have both. See, here's the thing. Let's pretend you're listening 100%. Here's a corporation, managing entity. Let's say these are properties. And you get properties, well, I teach you to get it from the divorce list, probate, whatever, even an auction. And we turn it and convert it into a hospice house. Well, wouldn't you want the profit and nonprofit working in conjunction? Because the state's going to give you all that money, the federal money too. Again, that's what you get to do. There's 1,000 things you can do, but that's just answering one question, which leads to 50 more questions. That's why people pay me $25,000 a day and $3,000 an hour for coaching usually. You see, if I have a problem with the division, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a meeting even for myself. We, the board, vote and elect. This is what? I have to vote and elect. I have to put it in writing, paper trail. I'm going to do the 3-step I invented for you. I'm going to disconnect, isolate, incorporate. I'm going to try to save it. If I can't save it, I'm going to bankrupt it and go get another one. But see, here's the problem with all of you. The assets of those divisions belong to the UCC1 to the corporation. That's how cities bankrupt and keep all their marbles. You don't have no idea what I could teach you. All right, but again, you'd have to play, not be lazy. But again, it's going to be up to you. I like tax IDs. I like divisions since I invented them too. You get to play. It's like when I got my first Rolex. I didn't want to spend the money. One of my clients is David Kenner. He's got $1 million Rolex. Hell, he owns Death Row Records. It's ridiculous. I won't spend that money. But I'm at the Bonaventure all the time. Ray, I see your Lamborghini, your Ferrari. It belong to the corp. Don't belong to me. Why don't you have a Rolex? So what did I do? Simple. I turned it into a game like I always do. I set up a division for jewelry. They overnighted the watch wholesale price to me. It's in my possession. 9/10 of the lost possession. And then I put a loan on a watch I did not own. And then I basically took that loan, paid the invoice, and I put the extra money in the bank and maintained the payment on the watch I didn't own. By the way, at the end of the time I was done, I got it for free. Why wouldn't you get it for free? I don't understand. It's like the client I had on a call today. He's doing properties. I showed him how to get all the stuff, anywhere from divisions for lumber, appliances, carpet, all this. Open accounts, don't have to pay for 90 days. Escrow closes, pop, done. I like fun. See, there's that carpet, appliance, fixtures, and wood. Divisions. I like divisions. They make sense to me. Now, if you ever want me to do a division for you, I'll do the paperwork. I'll get you the tax ID. I'll add 2,000 of history. I'll set up the Experian, Tranjo, and Equifax, but I'm charging you $500 a piece. Every new life is $500. All right, 3 for $1,500. There's your Zell. Now. You see, the Ray Reynolds Financial Services wants to repackage the world. That's why I created Repackage in America years ago. I want to repackage everybody because I don't think they know how to play, really. That's why there's a 1% and the rest are a bunch of silly people. But the reality is we don't need to be silly. We need to join the 1%ers. Let's go get the dream this year. Now, I'd like you to have $1 million of cash credit cards. $5 million of checkbook money. Is that okay? Is that a good goal for you? But here's my schedule. Let's understand something today. The ultimate goal is very simple. I'm online 6 days a week. Usually in person or online. I got no excuses. Neither do you. I was the second largest advertiser in Los Angeles for 32 years at the Bonaventure every Wednesday night, 7 p.m. So I got this thing coming up called Setting the Tone. It's 3 days. All right, 3 days online. See, I got this group of people that want to come in person, and I want to do it online because my conference room only holds 10 people. Okay, and I don't have 10 that want to come yet. We'll see. So the reality is this. Setting the Tone, 3 days, January 27th, 28th, 29th. That means you're stuck with me. I give you level 1, 2, and 3 specialty classes, and I build you up to $25,000 or more credit. It's a $14,000 bonus package. Normally it costs you about $10,000. Now understand, we're going to go through the Millionaires Founders Kit, the full blueprint. Real estate, all right, system. Become the bank, buckets of money, tax balancing. Again, like I said, I normally charge $10,000 for that. It is discounted today for $4,999. And if you don't give me a deposit right away, I'm going to take you out of the picture, because I want serious people. Now understand, if you don't want the bonuses and classes and goodies, it's $1,000 a day. I like that. Now, I had someone the other day, well, let's go to Ray's next one. This is my number 45th year. I promised my wife and my kids. All right, I'm going to our castle in Ireland in 2024. This is my last and final boot camp that I will ever do. Okay? Standing there for 3 days, having my brain sucked out. I've done it for 45 years. So if you're not in this one, you'll never be in one. It's that simple to you. As we play the game, we now accept Zelle, no fee, ACH, no fee, credit cards, PayPal, Venmo. I call it Bimbo, but whatever. It's a 5% if you do that too. Well, there's your Zelle. So if we do this today, let's understand something. This is a special one. I haven't done this one since 2008. And I thought about even canceling this one. I got this list of people who keep promising to give me a deposit or pay me, and that just pisses me off to no end. So I thought about just canceling it. Because if they don't put a deposit, that means they just don't value my time. Well, what can I say? In 2008, I took 56 people. Founder of Cash Call, Speedy Cash, Don'tBeBroke.com, TitleMax. We created $1.3 billion in that 6-month program. Again, that's how they got to start. So if you're serious, I want to see a deposit today, now. If you're not, then I'm going to take you off the list. It's a 6-month program. This is where I'm going to interview you, period. I'm going to inventory you. We're going to dissect your house, your car, your personal business and bank accounts, credit cards, and your life. Because I want you to do great. Your goal should be 5 million, by the way. I want to blueprint you. You're going to get a personal touch Ray Reynolds blueprint, period. It's a 6-month boot camp. This is where I'm going to Zoom meetings every 2 weeks. All right, first Zoom is February 13th. I had to change the date because people kept delaying their money, which kind of sucks. So you know what? I'm going to call you. You're not going to call me. You're going to be assigned certain things. And if they're not done, I'm going to have to do it for you and push you more. The goal is I want you to have your goals achieved. I have no excuses. I never have. From here, you get level 1, 2, and 3 in all specialty classes for 6 months. First class is February 1st because you have no deposit, which means Saturday you're not in classes. You delayed it. I have to change the date. $100,000 of credit. Now, if you got divisions between 3, 6, 9, and 20, I'm going to teach you to take the 100,000 and daisy chain it. The divisions. I invented daisy chaining. You see, that's why they call me the godfather of credit. Who you think started a lot of the things you get to do today. So the ultimate goal is a 6-month boot camp. Now, I sold it for $50,000 in 2008. It's normally $35,000, and the prices are going up. Very simple. From here, today, last chance before it goes up, because tomorrow it's going up. $10,000 paid in full, 10% discount. From there, you can put 5 down and 5 payments of $1,000. Biggest thing, if you want to be in that 25 people, I need a Zelle now to reserve your spot. If not, don't worry, I'll have a couple people I'm going to be kicking out anyway because they're delaying their payment. So understand something. I don't like broken promises. I'm going to give you setting the tone every step for 3 days online. From here, all right, it's my last and final one I'm ever going to do this one. It's a 6-month commitment. The reality is last time I did it was 2008. So again, if you don't want the classes and the bonuses, it's $5,000 for the 6 months. It's kind of a giveaway. You can basically pay in full, save 10%, or $9.99 down and $1,000 a month. But again, a deposit is needed now, today. Zelle, and now, broadcast price. There's your Zelle. That's what you put in the Zelle, what you did. From here, I got specialty classes. I got this weird brain, both sides work and have fun, and I create all kinds of fun stuff. I got 8 classes in rotation, and how it works is very simple. Tomorrow, Saturday, I'm going to have a division, subdivision class. I invented those too. You get to have fun. But it's at 3 o'clock. I charge $999 for 90 days, a specialty. If all you want is go to that one time, you have to Zelle today, now, $299 in the Zelle. Put what you Zelle for, and I need your email address to be able to send you the link. If it's not done today, oh well, you missed your opportunity again. From here, I like checkbook money. See, the banks give you up to $150 per entity. That'd be kind of fun to get to $5.4 million. Don't you want some checkbook money too? To have the ability to finance the American dream and write off the interest rate on the credit card and the line of credit? See, here's the thing. On Tickety Talk, I watch these 3 ding-dongs talking about Dun & Bradstreet. They're taking my book and CD I wrote 20 years ago when I did their Fast Track program, how you get 4 instant accounts. Who the hell can use a Staples card to finance your business? Okay, that's free information on my website anyway. So as we play the game, understand, cash credit, you have to be a certified CFO. You have no choice, because that's what it pays the bills, is the cash. Cash is king and queen. Every entity should have credit cards up to $100,000 and checkbook money too. That's how you get up to the $1 million. All right, divisions, that's what they're for. You see, when you take your personal credit, you can't write off anything else, and you jack it up and you basically drop the score and you get stuck, you can't get any more. Sorry, it's kind of silly and dumb. But if you use the corporate credit, because borrow money is not taxable, you write off the interest rate on the credit card. If something screwed up, it's a division, and you go get another one. In other words, you get another chance to try. How come you didn't give yourself a chance to try? Why did you bring the pain home? Oh, I know. No one told me, Ray. I hear it all the time. When you retire, your bills never go away. No one told me I had to fight to get out of hell. So understand something today. You need your blueprint and get your cake and eat it too. It's about time you learn how to play. Don't you think so? But again, I want you to stand up right now where you're at. Put one hand up and go, SSN, SSN. I'm a duck and I'm a sheep. That's what you are. We all are. Then the other hand goes out, I'm an SS4. See, here's the thing. You get a paycheck, it's taxed, you get the leftover, you're supposed to survive. And then you keep thinking credit's free money, which it's not, and you screw it up. The SS4 doesn't pay tax until after it pays its bills, and if there's any leftover. I wonder if that's how rich and famous people don't pay tax on corporations. Maybe you'll listen and learn today and turn these up just a little bit more. You see IRS public record. You got choices today. IRS.gov, basically write down 1244. This allows you an SSN and SS4 to file one tax return. That way you pay almost no tax at all. I don't understand. Are these turned up or what? If I wrote you a check for $1 million, what would you do? You put it in your personal bank account. I'd say that's silly and dumb again. See, you only get to keep $375. I told you to put it in a corporation, a division of you. I got a client, several that won the lottery. Can you imagine this? All right, one, I taught him how to get to $15 million. Here's a client. He wins a lottery. He puts it in his account, and then he's got to pay tax on the interest he earns. And what I did is I said, no, we're going to do it my way. So he did it my way. We put it in the corporation. We put a loan on the line of credit, the lottery money, and he's never paid tax. You see, there's so many things you can learn to play, but what can I say? You can learn to play to put it in a corporation and division, but again, it's going to be up to you. You can learn to win the battle, but again, I got to get you to listen first of all. Next thing is, Richard didn't listen to me. He won Survivor the first show. He ran around naked twice and almost died on the show. He got $1 million. He should have leveraged it up to $20 million, but he didn't. He pissed it away. Went to prison for 3.5 years, 10 years probation. Violated it, went back to. You see, you got to understand something today. It is called the United States of America Incorporated. They set up 50 corporations. They set up corporations called cities and states. See, they play the line of defense in front of you, and you don't pay attention. They even created a Chapter 9 bankruptcy under the Federal Protection Act. This means very simple. They get to bankrupt a debt and stay in business. While you sit there going, look at me. Stop it. Learn to play. Have a backup and a backup. Plan the problem from now on. Your goal is simple. Google bankruptcy today. The next time blank hits the fan, is it you and your SSN and your family, or is it a corp division or subsidiary? You get to design the problem. It's up to you. Ultimate goal. My dashboard says yes or no. I don't waste inquiries like most of you do. From here, let me add you to my credit system so you can get your own $5 million mansion. All right, the ultimate goal. I can do rapid refresh. And what do I get to do? Rebuild you. Rapid rescore. I like that. Go to class on Saturday. You guaranteed a $750 if you do exactly what you're asked to do. It's usually $9.99. I discount it, all right, online to $4.99, and I give you a $500 card back to you. That gives you back your money 100%. No excuses. And as of today, take your phone right there, scan it. It'll take you right to the order. You can basically use the credit card. Now. I got no excuses. Neither do you. From there, I can build your credit up to $1 million if you want me to, but I make you go to class. All right? Unless you're going to learn how it's done, I don't want to help you. You have to learn to be a CFO. You see what happens, most of you, if you got a corporation before you met me, I'm sorry, you paid an attorney, a CPA, and a corporate service. You didn't learn diddly squat. All right, corporations are free in all 50 states. You get to just pay a little filing fee. In California, they're actually free till June of this year. They paid the fee. They waived it for you. So you got no choice today if you want to play. You don't have to be a sheep anymore. From there, here's starter package. Could you imagine? National average for a corp right now is $3,000 for a silly paper that's actually free. And some of you paid even more. Rebuild the credit, rapid score. Articles also tax a free. Okay, if you don't have it, set up in level 1 twice a week, Wednesday and Saturday at 10 a.m. All right, normally $2,000. I'm going to give you $5,000 of credit back to you, and that's the ultimate goal. $5,000 back. During the broadcast, you have the ability to listen very carefully, and I'll discount it in half price. That's right. I will give you $5,000 back, and you spend $1,000 and get the scan right there. Just scan it in your cell phone. It'll take you to an order right away because you can use a credit card now. No more excuses. This is online during the broadcast. From there, $1 million in the making, $5,000 of credit. Oh no, it's $5,000 to get $25,000. Oh my goodness! 5 times your money. You invest $5,000, rebuild your life. You get $25,000 back to you. Next thing is I discount it during the broadcast to $24.99. That means you get 10 times your investment back. No one does what I do on the planet. Nobody gives you back what I do in the credit, period. So you can scan it, and you can do it now on your credit card now. Ultimate go, you can Zelle too. Bank transfer deposit. See, you got to beat your dad and run your race. You got to kind of get out of my way, please. Getting past go, not hard to do. I like God's gift. Mansions in the harbor. Ray's supposed to say the Ray Reynolds University.com and yachts too. Helicopters, Lamborghinis, and buildings too. Why not? You see, now I need you to change your driver's license. Why? Because I said so. It's simple. I don't really want you to think. I just want you to do what I tell you to do. It's better that way. DNV.whatever initials you are in your state.gov. I'd like you to change it to P.O. Box or mail-in address. I want you to learn to protect your privacy. And the way you buy cars, I'm sorry. I think it's silly. You let them sweat you for 5 hours. You're a grown man or woman. It's called man up, woman up. You let them sweat you for 5 hours? You lost $5,000, got 9 inquiries? Come on. All you got to do is turn in that paper and take a picture that says it allows 1 inquiry. You didn't set the tone that day. Why didn't you set the tone? Why did you let this happen to you? I don't understand. See, every car you ever get from now on is fleet price tax ID division. Write it down. Fleet price tax ID division. I don't have to worry about the 1099-C. I don't have to worry about gap insurance. I don't have to worry about showing them my report. It's a corporate card. It's a full write-off. You'll learn to be a certified CFO. See, if you're the retro owner of a car and a bumpity bump, they sue you and try to take everything you got. But again, if it's a division, they get diddly squat. I like diddly squat, don't you? Plan the problem, please. Stop bringing the pain home. You got choices today. Every property you do is a division. You all right? Because you don't know who's going to slip and fall and sue you. Your corporation, now what about your paycheck? Use your house payment, I'll set that. Amazon didn't pay tax on the first 10 billion to trillion. Why would they? They're doing what they're allowed to do. Simple. See, there's no loophole. They're doing what they're allowed to do. He bought Twitter within 24 hours using a line of credit. He's got a spaceship. He's got a spaceship. The other guy's got a spaceship. We're on a spaceship too. But again, you can learn to play the game and join the club. But it's kind of up to you if you want to pay attention today. Ultimate goal. Now please write down money equals more money. See, here's the problem with most people. They get money, they act like they're rich, and they piss it away, and they're broke the next day. Money into more money. Write down reference 3 times 5. I've taught more millionaires to become billionaires than your rich and famous people on this planet. All right, you can have fun, but again, you got to learn to play. Carl here doesn't pay state or federal tax. His lines of credit more than he brings in the billions. Oh, Walt Disney, you ever heard of them before? It says in Newsweek they're going to duck taxes. Or is that something to do with Donald Duck? See, they got $1 billion. They got to pay tax. Oh, they wrote an IOU. No taxes due. So you borrow money is not taxable. Leverage the money to more money. You can learn to play. Now here's something I offered today only. I never did it before. All right, private coaching with me. You got 2 ways to play. All right, I only got 1 left because 1 already zoomed. Very simple to do. This is all level 1, 2, and 3 for 90-day specialty classes and a private once a week with me. It's $10,000 of bonus cash credit too. The other one, the only difference is you get $25,000. So we look over here. It's normally $52.50. All right, literally of assets and goodies I sell in pieces. You can get it for $19.99 if it was Zelle during the broadcast. Normally this is $67.50. And what happens today if it's Zelle is $29.99. There you go. That means you got to pay 90 days in class with me and have more fun in a private call every week. But again, this is only 1 more left. And that's it during the broadcast. If it was Zelle, now. Ultimate goal, there's your Zelle. See, if we do this, you get tied to a specialist. They hold your hand, the paperwork, paralegals, and all the goodies, and they get you back to the class, and they help you too. Our goal is to give you all that communication. Run your life through a corporation or in conjunction. All right, that's what I would tell you to do. The next thing I want you to focus today is like pay tax or buy a Lamborghini. It's simple. Your paycheck, they call that taxable income. So you get taxed, you get the leftover. And then you have to pay the car payment, gas registration, insurance. Why don't you yell no and from now on drive a company car like I do and write it all off too? Why don't you get an SS4 today? Write down SS4, irs.gov, and why don't you find out line 10 right in front of you says banking and credit purposes. It's public record. Check it out. So you can learn, I'm telling you the truth. You don't have to be a duck anymore. See, if they sue you, you got to duck. That's how it works. So you know why when Nixon took the gold standard out, every woman who had a baby at the hospital from that day forward is handed an SSN form. So the mama fills it out. Well, after 2 hours the baby's been born, baby goes in the stroller, car seat, and goes home. Now, understand, everything I do is rules and tools. You buy a house, escrow, close, homestead, trust. Has to be. Now, you got a house today, it's not in a trust. I'm sorry, that's called dumb. They sue you, they take it away, you die stuck into probate. Your family got diddly squat. I don't understand that. See, when you hire a contractor to fix up a property, they hire the subcontractor that stand outside Home Depot. Good workers. If they slip and fall and cut corners, they sue you and take everything you got. My way, they're going to get diddly squat. Why not? I like my way instead of theirs. Why don't you look at your irrevocable trust today, please? By the way, that's step 19. You got 6 more to go. Do you know what I hear almost every day? I don't want to pay tax, Ray. You know what I tell people? Knock off the garbage. You see, it's simple. You cannot play peekaboo with the IRS making a mess. If you try that, please go to irs.gov, download a form called 656 433A&B, get yourself back in the system where you belong. That's step number 20. As we play the game, you want to be an OPM. That's where you save up to 70%. I like that. You don't usually pay a bill for 30, 60 to 90 days. Now, if you fix up property and the escrow closes, pays off the debt, now you get up to $200,000 left over. What do? Sorry, most people act like they're rich and they kind of piss away and they're broke the next day. How about we do this? Why don't we leverage that to 15 to 20 million? You see, raise rules, leveraging money. Borrow money is not taxable. Line of defense. I like that. That's step 21 called blackjack. You like blackjack? You get to win every time. Now here's my office when I died in that coma. 2008, my greatest year of my life. Up to $1 million a day. 3 offices in other states too. Everybody complaining about countrywide and stated income. In other words, the buyers were liars and they kind of got their assets kicked. 2009, I got to die. I got to come back and be homeless too. What did I do? Go wow wow? Nope. Within 6 weeks, I built $1 million of credit. I don't stay down ever. Why would you stay down? Your ability is to listen and learn how to play. The Ray Reynolds blueprint. See it, believe it, go get it. See, I got to always tell you what to do. I don't want you to think. I don't want you to mess up my program. 1,000 Steps to Millionaire. Learn to be the CFO. Remember, I want to repackage every one of you. Your goals this year should be reached, every one of them. Again, I like checkbook money, the ultimate goal. From there, if you don't have a corp from last year and this year, you want one, 2 years is $39.99. It comes with $50,000 of credit. Now you got 2 years. There's your Zell. All you got to do. From here, a corporation's illegal. What? It's right there in front of you. A legal person may sue or be sued. So a corporation, legal person, all right, are free. You pay a little filing fee. You get corporate credit, right? If you're in the credit card. You get divisions and finance the business out of its own money and write it all off as you're getting up and away. Line of defense or divisions, tax IDs allow me to build credit reports and cash credit. And you get checkbook money. Ooh, I like Experian, TransUnion, Equifax business reports, wouldn't you? The ultimate goal. But again, I'd always recommend 9 divisions plus to get up to $1 million of credit. Again, it's going to be up to you. There's your line of defense. When I do all the paperwork for you and add 2,000 of history, set up the credit reports, the tax did into pieces, I charge $500 a piece. 3 for $1,500. You got to write Zell now. What you Zell for? Simple. Don't forget my schedule. I'm 6 days a week, online and in person, because I don't have excuses. Setting the tone is January 27th, 28th, 29th. 3 days online. You get level 1, 2, and 3 in specialty classes and $25,000 of cash credit. We're going to go through the 18 books in those 3 days online. From there, it's very simple. It's normally $10,000. It's discounted half price during the broadcast to $49.99. If you don't want the goodies, it's $1,000 a day online with me. Simple. From there, it's the last and final one I'm going to do, because in 2024, I'm going to go on a business trip. Ultimate goal. We now take Zelle, ACH, credit card, PayPal, and Venmo. But those other ones cost 5%. But again, there you go for your Zelle. Ultimate goal. The Ray Reynolds Millionaire member. This is a 6-month program with only 25 people in it. Okay? I interview, I inventory, I make sure we blueprint in our goals. And we're going to reach them all. You will be challenged and personally coached by me, and I will push you. And I'll probably do most of the work for you anyway. All right? A Zoom every 2 weeks. From there, calls from me weekly, pushing you. And level 1, 2, and 3 specialty classes. First class is February 1st. 100,000 or bonus cash credit. The goal is to daisy chain it for all the divisions you have, up to 5 million. Normally what happens is it's a 6 months boot camp. Normal price is $35,000, discounted to 10. If you pay in full, you save 10%, or you put $5,000 down and $1,000 a month. But a deposit is required today to make sure you reserve your spot to be one of the 25 people. From there, you get setting the tone for free. Again, that's going to be up to you as well as we do this. Remember, it's my last and final hurrah, all right, into basically 2023. As we do this, if all you don't want bonuses and credit, and it's $5,000 just for the 6 months, it is, paid full. You save basically 10%, or $1,000 down and $1,000 a month. Okay, ultimate goal. As we do this, it's a Zell as well. The ability, what are you willing to lose? Me, I promised myself 2 things. I'd never get married. That was my first promise. Because all I got to use and abuse as a kid, and I thought it sucked. Unless I could come up with a blueprint not to bring the pain home. Because I didn't like the pain. Next promise, I would never hold a child unless it was my first kid. Alright, bottom line is I got 6 kids and 9 grandkids. I kept my promise to myself. Corporation is sued, they tend to sue you. Have divisions, build your line of defense. At the end of the day, everybody gets checkmate. That's the goal. but it's up to you. 5 referrals, up to 10,000 of credit built for you. See, the goal should be reaching the dream. Think to be the impossible. Raise rules. Corporations, divisions, training people, all right, to be a certified CFO, building them up to the millionaire status. There's the goal. Let me add you to my credit system. I will rebuild you. I will show you how to get the American dream. I'll do most of the work for you anyway. I will analyze you, and I will hold your hand personally every step of the way. Today, never have joint credit, just in the way. You buy a house, escrow, closed homestead trust. Corporation's just a piece of paper, and they're free in all 50 states. You pay a little filing fee. For those who paid thousands for a piece of paper, I'm sorry, I think you got ripped off. You didn't learn diddly squat. A division is line of defense for real estate, franchise, current business, that line of defense, and raise rules. I give bonus cash credit for one reason. I want you to finance your business and get rid of your excuses, and I want you to write it all off. Believe it or not, I want to change the world before I die. Okay, you can't get what I get anywhere on this planet besides through me. Step 24. Ultimate goal is very simple, 750 score. We're going to rebuild your credit. You're part of the program. Rapid rescore. The ultimate goal. What I want to do is rebuild it. Put you in class on Saturday. All right, get you 750. Normally a $9.99, 500 card back to you. Today it's discounted half price during the broadcast. And that way you can reimburse yourself with the card I get you. And I pay for the rapid for you. Scan right there. You can pay now through credit card. From there, what did you do when you got a corporation? I'm sorry. All right, you paid thousands. I get people every day. I paid 5,000 for what? Does it glow in the dark? Is it made of gold? Attorneys and CPAs and corporate services should be sued. I've always given the articles for free, always, because you don't learn diddly squat. The reality is they're free. You pay a little filing fee. California, they're waiving the fee till June of this year. You don't have to be a duck. You can learn to play. Starter package today. Rebuild your credit. Rapid score. Articles, also tax ID. Set up in level 1 for 90 days. Every Wednesday and Saturday at 10 a.m. with me. And it's $9.99. You get 5,000 credit back to you. And you can scan right there and pay now through a credit card. Venmo, basically, PayPal, whatever you need to do. I got no excuses. Neither do you. Millionaire in the making. $24.99. You get 25,000 of credit. Ultimate gain. You get 10 times your money back. You see, there's your Zell too. The ultimate goal. Everybody should become a corporate millionaire. Your banks and grocery stores do this in your face. Call you subsidiaries. I want you to start with divisions. I want you to learn to play. Quit bringing the pain home. Learn to be a certified CFO and reprogram your brain into millionaire status. Look behind the curtain, please. So understand today, we got to do our best. Stay safe, stay strong. All right, we do our best. Jesus does the rest. Amen to that too. Ultimate goal today, what I offered now, Zell now. That's your opportunity. You can call 800-510-3338. Talk to a specialist right away too. But if you do nothing, guess what happens? Nothing. I want to rechange your life. Tomorrow I got 10 classes. I'd like you in every one of them tomorrow. We got to do our best as God does the rest. Amen to that too. And don't you ever forget, at the end of the day, God loves us all.
Doesn't matter.